Hey, welcome to Kundalini Yoga, the yoga of awareness. Today we will be practicing the Kriya for circulation and clarity. Now, I've been introducing Kundalini Yoga as the yoga of awareness. And if you've ever wondered why, well, let me tell you something. Like when you start to take this path very seriously, when you begin to practice on a daily basis, you start refining your energy body and your physical body. You start to get your glands and your organs operating as they're meant to be, opening up energy channels throughout your system. You start to gain awareness of how these things were not working before, how they were not in alignment before in your life. You get a sense of a contrast. You become aware. And this may bring you to start confronting the issues that you've struggled with in your life, maybe even for your whole life. Start to realize more and more that there are finer and finer subconscious levels of programming within us that have caused us pain in our lives. This is because in Kundalini Yoga, we're taking a lot of stagnant energy from the physical body, the energy, the mental, the emotional, things that have been sitting still. We're starting to circulate them, right? And that circulation starts to bring clarity, brings us awareness, and if this is a path you really step onto, I can't promise that it's going to be a painless journey. I can't promise that there won't be struggle going through it. I can promise that a continuous dedication to the practice will help you see a better life. Kundalini Yoga will be a tool for you to help you free you from the problems and cycles that we call karma. I can guarantee you that the karmic cycles also never end. You can only go deeper and deeper into awareness of them, and how deep can you go? And that's up to you. Maybe you just find one area of your life and you just keep refining that, right? You keep working on that, and that's your dharma, your path in life. To say that, for example, if you have always had an issue with forgiveness and letting go and, holding resentments, and you you do a 40-day Kriya of the Kriya forgiveness, and maybe you take it to 80 days and then 120. Maybe every day of your life, you're practicing this one Kriya. You will be a master at forgiveness, at letting go, giving things forward. You could, if that was the case, you could probably travel the world just teaching people about forgiveness. And not even necessarily through yoga, but you'll be so embodied in the fact that you keep coming back to these cycles. You're circulating this energy, and then you're processing it in your daily life. It's mastery. It's determination, dedication, and discipline. So you be able to share in your own way, or you could even become a Kundalini teacher and just teach about forgiveness through that. So what happens with a daily practice is that you're working out a specific karma through specific Kriya. You're working out a cycle. You're finding mastery through it. So this is the yoga of awareness because we begin to cycle and circulate these energies, these stagnant energies. We gain awareness not only through practice, but from the times in our life that we're not practicing, right? As we learn and grow, and there will be waves when it can be difficult to want to get up and get on the mat. And those times will teach you just as much, because that's when you really see the contrast and the difference with awareness. When I was practicing, what was my life like? How are things changing? And when I'm not, things really start to go in a different way. The things you begin to realize, the things you begin to release, they're always going to start to present themselves to you in your world for you to face. These karmic cycles, these loops that we experience, the awareness gives us the ability to approach them in a new way. Um, and I just hope you can come to realize the awareness and the correlation between your practice and your life. And when we have intention there, how we can really transform our lives. So there's a real warning, like if this becomes something you really get into, you practice every day and then you stop, or your practice becomes unstable, like there will be suffering that comes through, because you'll be aware of what you have gained and then what you've left behind by discontinuing practice. And I hope you can bounce back into it if that does happen. You're here on this journey of your own free will. It's your choice to get up and get on the mat every day. And I just hope you realize the power this practice can bring. In my personal life, I've hit a plateau 2 times where I've stopped my practice, for maybe a month or so. And it was almost a subconscious resistance that I needed to be pulled back into the chaos so that I can really work out things that I've struggled with in my past, so that I can have the awareness to not have to work through them again, not experience them again, like one last time, and then realizing, man, I really need this practice. Like just feeling it in the body, alone, and the breath. So I've regressed into darker places again and again, but bringing the new awareness with me. And this practice can give you a perspective where you aren't experiencing judgment or shame or blame. But you're finding, with these conflicts that you experience with karma, you can find a position of neutrality, the middle path, where you can have compassion for yourselves and everything else going on as well. Life is always a spiral of growth, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, right? Like life is not an easy journey, and especially when you're on a path of healing. But Kundalini Yoga will actually accelerate your healing. It'll accelerate how you experience these things you come up against, and it'll accelerate your ability to process and deal with them appropriately. Alternatively, we can go and cry and talk to a therapist, and they'll validate us and reassure us, maybe give us some pills, or we can walk away saying, okay, I feel like I've been seen, and that's great. And maybe they'll do hypnosis or EMDR. EMDR it's like it connects memories and emotions with eyeball movement. And when you actually relax your eyes during mantra meditation and silent meditation, and you start going deep, your eyes will naturally do EMDR movements, right? And you're releasing things. So, the psychologists, where do you think they borrow this from? The Toltec shamans, the ancient yogis, they all knew this. They would something called gazing. You could gaze at a flame. You can gaze at the stars intentionally and do this practice. Just start working through a lot of things. So maybe after my Tantra shamanism teacher training, I'll start teaching some of that next year too. Anyway, life is full of cycles, and cycles are circulations. And when you can circulate fully and completely, we can experience clarity. Circulation looks like doing the work to break through stagnation And through that stagnation being circulated, we find the clarity and the vision, the inner vision, and the intuition that we never knew before. It's hard to walk away and not come back more determined. Let me tell you right now, the hardest part of this whole thing is integration. When you receive clarity, are you going to make the changes in your life that you need to make? We might lose friends because they weren't truly friends to begin with. We might switch our whole career because we're not living with what was expected of us, but now we're finding our own expectations in life, you know? So are we brave enough? Are our hearts open enough to have the love and compassion for ourselves to follow this path? And at least the lineage of Kundalini Yoga I teach and was taught is a lot softer, you know, like Yogi Bhajan was very intense. I'm sure people really faced things pretty difficultly, but we can take things a bit easier and more gently so we can process things more easily and gently. And circulation and clarity, what today's Kriya is all about. Once again, just like as within, so without, as above, so below. The more we create circulation in our body, our glands, organs, our lymph systems, our breath, our blood, we find clarity, and this reflects in the world around us. We're able to circulate our karmas, find clarity in our experience as well. All right, so we can begin tuning in, begin our class with the Adi mantra, Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo. Ong, O-N-G, not Om, but Ong. Press our tongue to the roof of our mouth. This is going to tune our head brain, our mental body, thinking brain. And then Namo, like Namaste. Namo is where we bow. It's the gut. It's our intuitional center. So we're going to use vibration, the nod sound to tune in our intuition, like with a tuning fork. Then Guru Dev, once again, tuning into our heart. So we're aligning our three brains with the sound of our own voice, which is meant for our bodies. Then we'll go back to Namo. So Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo. We'll inhale, we'll speak, we'll chant Ong Namo. Do a half breath in, and Guru Dev Namo. And we'll chant this 3 times. So we can begin rubbing our palms together, activating the nerve endings. So many nerve endings in our hands. Finding some warmth. As our arms connect through our heart center, we can place our thumbs on our sternum to activate the heart, activate the Kundalini cycle. We'll go ahead and inhale completely, pushing the navel out, expand the lungs and diaphragm. Exhale completely, pulling the navel inward, letting all the breath out. Inhale fully. And let's begin. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo breathe naturally, bring our hands to our knees, palms facing up. Let's experience our experience for a moment. Just taking a seated position, an easy pose. We'll begin warming up with Sufi circles, Sufi grind. With this, we'll straighten the spine, begin moving in a counterclockwise rotation, inhaling as we rotate forward, exhaling as we rotate backwards. Really getting into full breaths here, pushing the navel out, pushing the belly out on the inhale, forcing deeper in-breath, pulling the navel back up towards the spine, pushing all the air out. Full deep breath creates full circulation. And as we breathe with our movements, always want to go back to an inward mantra. Kundalini Yoga, our mantra Sat Nam means I breathe the identity of truth. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam, full deep breaths. Finding movement with our breath, creating alignment. All right, now let's switch directions. I'm moving in a clockwise direction, clockwise rotation. Okay, finding your center, align your spine, inhale deeply and hold the breath. Applying a root lock, tightening the lower body, holding the breath, lifting up. And exhaling as we need to. I'm resting, palms face up on the knees. Experience our experience for a moment. For our next posture, we will, again, stimulating our circulatory system with some ease. We want to come into a triangle pose, like a downward facing dog. From here, bring the right leg forward into a lunge, keeping the opposite leg extended. If you need to modify, you could always drop the knee. So we'll want one hand on each side of the knee and doing our best to rest our chest on our leg. Looking forward here, we will just do a nice long deep breath. Our eyes gently closed, relaxed. Finding that deep inhale, pushing the navel out. Pulling the navel in to exhale. Really long, slow breathing here. And from here, we can come into our hands and knees. Just rest in a nice cow position. Soften the back, front body, and find a nice relaxation. Let gravity hold you. And coming back into triangle pose. Now we'll lunge forward with our opposite leg. So, modifications, we can come into a child's pose, visualize the asana, drop our back knee if we need to, and just go ahead and resume our long, deep breaths. We learned from Ayurveda that the first stage of nutrition, digestion, it starts in the rasa, the bone marrow. When we're able to put some pressure and stress and tension on our legs, our thighs, and our hips, some of the largest producers of blood, the biggest bones in our body, most bone marrow. We have these long, deep breaths through it, really creating circulation, creating new, healthy blood. Inhale deeply. Hold. Hold a root lock. And just release. Come into cow pose. Just allow your body to circulate. And we can come back into a seated position. From here, we'll do an exalted twist. So in our twist, we really want to start the movement from as low in our back as we can, moving from our root, our sacral, letting the body follow. So in this one, we're going to put our hands up, palms facing one another, straighten our spines, and we'll inhale deeply, pushing the navel out as we turn left. Exhale completely as we turn right. See if you can really find some lift through the shoulder blades. Extending the fingers. Moving with the breath. Inhaling left. Exhaling right. All right, and come to center, inhale up and hold. Stretch up, 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 up. Lift with the shoulders, lift with the crown, the spine. And exhale, slowly let the arms come down to rest. Okay, next we'll come standing. Gently, slowly coming up. From here, we're going to do the tree pose. This helps to stabilize our hip balance. This will include standing on one foot, so if there's any modifications needed, you can go into a light lunge. So the tree pose, we take the sole of a foot, and you can just bring it up to whatever's comfortable. Be your thigh, your ankle, your knee. And the important part is to just find one spot to focus on so that you keep your balance. I'm going to start the timer, and we'll just do long, deep breathing. Our arms at 60-degree angles. All right, just come down. Rest for a moment. These poses that involve our arms up for extended periods of time, we're actually helping to drain some of the blood faster through our heart. Then as that blood flows back in, our arms or whatever body parts are elevated are receiving new, clean, healthy blood to fill, and it's removing toxins a lot faster, helping us process a lot of things. All right, so coming up onto our other leg. Resume our tree pose for one more minute. I looked away. All right. Just come down, palms forward, eyes gently closed. Just feel the circulation. Next, we'll come into it's called Yali pose. So in a horse stance, so our legs a little further out than our shoulders. Just coming seated down. Like I heard someone say we want to be like the back legs of a horse, but I always feel like that's the same as when you're like mounted on a horse. So either way, find a nice seat, some cushion and balance, and be able to come up onto your toes. We'll come on our toes. Now with our hands, we're going to create tight claws. I like to feel like I'm a Yeti or a Sasquatch or something, or a bear. With our teeth together. Actually, in this one, we're going to stick our tongue out. And we're going to do breath of fire over the tongue for 1 minute. So breath of fire, pulling the navel in rapidly. Pump the air out, creating a natural retraction as we breathe in and begin. Trying to really bring tension through our hands, our face, our legs. Open your eyes wide. "15 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just come and relax the body. Inhale and release. Just stand gently. Feel the circulation. All right, our next asana it's called a cross crawl. So just standing with our feet parallel facing forward, hip distance. We're going to bring our hands up, palms facing one another. And as we breathe, exhaling, bring the left and right, the left leg and the left knee and the right elbow together. Inhaling to release, and switching legs. Now the real goal is the hand that's not moving, we want to try to keep that stable and straight with the movement. One of the many benefits of cross crawl, we are working with our two hemispheres of our brain in alternation so they can work together. Like when a baby is learning to crawl. Expanding the mind, creating clarity. One more minute. Fifteen seconds. One more. And inhale up. Hold, raise the shoulders, lift the body, ground into the ground. Be the beam that connects the earth to the heavens. And exhale, like the leaves of fall, just let your hands and fingers drift down to your sides gently. Experience that pranic flowing. Recycle the energies within us. Just as important in our practice as the doing is the not doing, the pauses, the exhale to the inhale. It allows for deeper integration. For our last stance here, we are going to come into a horse stance. Sure, I got it right. Come into a horse stance with our arms giving a nice hug across our body. With our teeth aligned. We'll inhale through the nose. Exhale through the teeth, pushing our palms to the sides. Imagine you're shooting energy through your hands into the world around you. And coming back into a hug with the opposite arms crossed. And we'll continue this breath. One more time. Full exhale. And holding the arms out. Inhale deeply. Apply a root lock. And release. And just come immediately, just come down, laying on the mat. For our Savasana. Oh, breathing. Fully breathing with awareness. Finding clarity of our breath. Noticing the circulation that moves through the body. As you follow the circulation of the breath and the prana. Finding relaxation and release. Calming in our feet and our ankles, our legs, calves and thighs and shins and our knees. Through the bones in the legs. Releasing, relaxing in the pelvis, the hips. Our colons and our intestines. Our sex organs, all releasing. Feeling a wave of relaxation move up the spine from the sacrum, the low back, the middle back, through the shoulders and the neck. Relaxing everything they're connected to. All of the internal organs, the muscles. Relaxing the navel and the diaphragm. The lungs and the heart. Shoulders. Down each arm. Down into each finger or thumb. Our palms, our wrists. Releasing our throats and our neck. Loosening the jaw and the tongue. The cheeks. The eyes. Forehead and our eyebrows. Relax. Relax our brains. Scalps, our hair. Let everything rest. Circulate. All right, just finding some ease of awareness, going back into the body, into your physical experience. Start with some light movements, toes and the fingers. Moving the arms and the legs a little bit, maybe turning the heels, turning the toes, the wrists. Just a little wiggle in the body. Come to pressing our palms and the soles of our feet together. Just bringing a little friction, rubbing them together. Finding the breath. Being reborn. Go into a nice full body stretch from the toes to the fingertips. From the heels to the palms, stretching the back body. Bring our arms to the sides. Lift one leg up at the knee. Cross it over the body in a nice twist. Turning your head in the opposite direction. The cat stretch. We'll go to the other side. Lifting our knees up, bringing them into our chest, and just giving them a nice hug and hold. We can begin to rock on our back from head to tailbone, giving the spine a nice gentle massage. And using this momentum to come seated. So for our meditation today, we'll do the Kirtan Kriya. This is a really great meditation for circulating through the many brainwave states, theta, gamma, and alpha. Also bringing clarity to our experience on many levels by tapping into these different frequencies intentionally. And likewise, we'll be doing a finger mudra along with our mantra. So the mantra is sa, ta, na, ma. And this too is about a cycle. Sa is about infinity, cosmos, and beginnings. Ta will touch our thumb to our middle finger. And ta is life and existence. And with our ring finger to the thumb, we'll say na. Na is about death and change and transformations. And finally, with our pinky, we'll go to ma. Ma. And this is about rebirth, starting again. Bringing us back to sa, where everything begins, infinity. Ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. And we'll just have our wrists or palms down on our knees as we go through this meditation. You know, the mudras too, this is touching our first finger, that's our Jupiter finger. It's called Gyan Mudra. It's tapping into knowledge. We're connecting nerve endings. Our middle finger, that's Shuni Mudra. Shuni is Saturn, or Saturn finger. This is to connect to our wisdom, our patience, our intelligence. And our third finger, it's our sun finger. This is our Surya Mudra, Sun Mudra. This is great for tapping into the vitality of our lives, energy. Our fourth finger, Mercury, it's the Buddhi, the intellect. This is the Buddhi Mudra. It's our ability to communicate, not only outwardly, but within ourselves. Mercury rules intellect, communication. So we're cycling through these planetary energies that are within us. We're cycling sa, ta, na, ma, infinity, life, death, and rebirth. These are microcycles, these are macro cycles. Our lives, everything in the cosmos follows through this. It's tapping into source, and then the three gunas, rajas, sattva, tamas. So as we go through this process, we're going to chant sa, ta, na, ma out loud for 2 minutes. Then we'll go into a whispered sa, ta, na, ma for 2 minutes. And then we'll spend 4 minutes just internally chanting sa, ta, na, ma as we continue the mudras. And after 4 minutes, we'll come back into a whisper for 2. And we'll come into a vocalized chant for 2. And this is going to take us from higher, more high frequency active brain waves to the most subtle of the alpha waves that we find in deep meditation and back outs. Sa, ta, na, ma. And just, we can begin. You're welcome to follow along, chant along, following our mudras. Sa, ta, na, ma. 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 Now whispering. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Now chanting internally, imagine each syllable flowing down through your crown, projecting out of your third eye. You chant sa, ta, na, ma. Coming back into a whisper. Sa, ta, Out loud again. Sa ta nama. 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 Just inhale, bringing the arms overhead. Shake the arms out a bit. And bringing our hands together in prayer over our crown. Just inhale fully. Exhale completely. Bringing our prayer hands down to our heart, sternum. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. Bringing our prayer hands to our third eye. Thumbs touching our forehead. Inhale completely. Exhale fully. And once again, back to the heart. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. Let our hands come and rest. Fingers interlaced. Thumbs connected at our navel point. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. And just come resting in silence. Our palms face up on our knees. Eyes gently closed. Relaxing the gaze. Bring our hands together, our heart. Think of a prayer for someone you love. Think of a prayer for an enemy. Think of a prayer for the whole world. Think of a prayer for yourself. May the long time sun shine upon you. May all love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. I'd like to chant with me Satnam 3 times to close the class. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. Do a long sat with a short nam. Inhale fully. Sa. Nam. Sa. Nam. Once more. Sa. Nam. Thank you for your presence and your practice, your dedication to your path in life. You deserve to find your inner liberation of your inner light, that you may shine more and more fully upon the world every day. Thank you. God bless you, and Sat Nam forever.